All right, Captain, we are live, so whenever you're ready.
Stardate 8268.1. The USS Argo remains near Starbase 621 after an encounter with an Orion fleet that fortunately did not result in further combat. I have met an Orion commander named Sevni, who has retrieved her sister named Madanu from our brig. She was masquerading as Ensign Beckett, one of the infiltrators and saboteurs aboard the ship. Though I regretted letting Beckett go, it seemed to be the better part of valor at the time. My judgment was that Sevni was far more interested in getting someone she referred to as a sister back than trying to trick us or further sabotage the ship. In exchange for her sister, I received a data disk supposedly going to, quote, explain everything that's been going on. One certainly hopes so. The USS Aegis is still missing, and half and more of my command staff are laid up in the isolation ward in sickbay with some sort of planetary virus or spore. Meanwhile, the clock remains ticking on the ambassador's life and our need to get to Trillius Prime before some classified things go terribly, terribly wrong. End log.
All right. So, we're going to pick up where we left off in sickbay.
Yeah. You've never been to the Golden Gate. Oh my god, you need to go.
Captain to sickbay.
This is Marlowe. Go ahead, sir.
Dr. Marlowe, what is the prognosis for getting my bridge crew back?
One moment. I poke my head out. I take an assessment. I come back in.
Doctor!
Well, sir, I can give them something that would technically get rid of the whole drunken state that they're in. However, it would give them one hell of a hangover.
So, Doctor, the treatment you administered, is this curing or wiping out whatever organism has caused the trouble to begin with, or merely treating the symptoms?
Based on what I'm seeing, sir, I believe inadvertently I've discovered some form of a cure. Obviously, I would need to keep one or more of them in isolation to fully confirm that it is a treatment and not a stopgap, but everything I'm seeing indicates that this might be working.
How long would you need to keep them, Doctor?
Well, honestly, I'd like to keep them for a week, but I don't think that's feasible in this case.
No, I'm afraid it's not. Minimum time.
All right, sir. I can literally administer the anti-drunkenness. I really need to come up with a good name for that. The serum to send one of them up to the bridge, one or more of them, but I would like to try and keep at least one.
Very well. I need Commander von Wartburg as soon as possible. I would like to have them all, but I suppose if I must choose, with everything going on, my security chief may be of most use. So if you could send Commander von Wartburg and Lieutenant Morgan, I would be most appreciative.
Actually, sir, if I may, I just had an idea looking at Cerule. Cerule has not left her isolation suit since coming to the planet. What if we put the 3 officers in isolation suits? Then I could send all 3 of them to you.
That works for me, but do sober them up, Doctor.
I will do my best. And yeah, unless you have anything else, sir, this is sickbay out. All right. And so once that's done, I basically concoct. Again, I don't have the medical babble generator in front of me. I'll have it up shortly, but it's kind of the whole thing with synthahol where it's meant to get you slightly buzzed, but you can shake it off. I think they have that in TOS. It's just that they don't really play it up because Scotty as a drunk is hilarious. But I would pass this, through the isolation ward. I'd pass it to Cerule to give to everybody. And the way I had always figured it was because this is actual drunkenness, they do get one hell of a hangover.
Okay. I will say it will probably give them a net or probably a +1 or say increase the complication by 1 for all of it for all their tasks in the meanwhile or until the hangover is over.
I think that's fair. And then, yeah, I would, get isolation suits for them, get them all suited up in their own suit. And then once I'm fairly confident that they're stable enough and not going to be leaking spores everywhere, I let them go.
You're wanting to attach anything like a monitoring device to them to keep an eye on them or anything like that?
Yes. Again, my PDF is being slow, but it's whatever biomonitor I can manage to slap on them.
So I think it's a subdural bioprobe.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. As long as something's broadcasting data back to me, that's all I really care about.
Yeah. I'm gonna waive the opportunity cost for this, so because there is an opportunity cost of 1, but I will waive it for the 3.
Fair.
Forgot that Morgan wasn't with us tonight, so.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
on the other side of the country.
Wait. I was like, wait, why? Okay.
Sorry,
I'll just
that
stay in
was
sick bay.
an OOC
Yep.
slip.
I mean, I think it makes thematic sense given what's happened for me to release Morgan anyway, and if we need to play him, we can. But yeah, as long as everyone stays in their isolation suit, I think this lets people play their characters and not like me jail them down in sickbay.
Right. So give me a control plus, or let's do it this way: reason plus medicine, difficulty 1. Just make sure you get the concoction right to slip them out of a nasty drug-induced
Stupid.
drunkenness. Yeah, stupor.
Cool. Would you say that chemistry applies here?
You know what? I think it would.
Cool. Have a threat, because I really don't want to roll a complication here.
All right.
All right, hey, I get us 2 momentum to start with.
Yup. You think you got the dosage right for each individual person?
All right. Again, I pass him to Cerule, and Cerule starts to administer.
All right.
So I guess we'll start with Sana Del. So Cerule comes up, says, "Sir, if I could have your arm."
Oh, yeah.
And there's that shh as the hypo spray delivers the drug.
Oh boy. Oh, it's spring break all over again.
Get a nasty headache.
Yeah, she just kind of looks back at looks at Cerule, I guess, and says, "Can I go?"
You will need to put on an isolation suit until we are absolutely sure that you are not spreading any of the spores around, but the doctor has cleared you for duty.
Okay. Thank you. And she kind of like, that slow walk you have when you have a migraine? Yeah, she's doing that and asks that next time Cerule just speak just a little bit quieter, and then goes and puts on the thing and goes to the bridge after she's dressed.
All right. Same process with the commander. So I need your arm, please, sir.
Since he's not here at the moment, of course.
Yep. Give him the spray, and Off he goes. And then, yeah, I'll repeat it with Morgan, and Morgan can go as well.
All right. As for Leza, she, I believe you put her and the symbiote in a strong induced medical coma. Or well,
Yes,
sedated.
but correct me if I'm wrong, that's not gonna stop the bonding process.
No, it's not.
Right, so we still have the ticking clock. I look at the nearest chronometer. How many hours do we have?
I believe it was right around 65, something like that, right around there.
Okay. Then, just as a status update, I'll call up to the bridge and I'll say, this is Sickbay to Bridge.
Haggard here. Go ahead, Doctor.
I have just cleared your 3 officers. They should be headed up shortly. I also will remind you, sir, we have somewhere in the neighborhood of about 60 to 65 hours before bad things start to happen.
Understood. Keep me in the loop, Doctor.
Understood. Sickbay out.
All right, Captain, where are you at currently?
I'm on the bridge. Because
Alright.
Chitre was starting to... Well, I'd asked him to first make sure that the data disk was not bugged or anything, or contained various malware.
Okay. So, what he will tell you is the data disk is currently encoded. Encoded.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have to use pretty much decrypt it.
How confident are you in your ability to do so, Mr. Chitre?
Well, Captain, I'm not... What is this sheet? If someone wants to roleplay him, that'd be probably better.
Hello.
Welcome, Commander, to the Hangover Brigade.
Well, Captain, I am not entirely... my knowledge on decryption is not as great as other officers on board the ship.
Ensign Mira, how are you with cryptography?
I could give it a shot, Captain. I've broken a few encryption codes before.
Let's see you work.
Just trying to make sure she has... Okay. So for this is actually going to be an extended task.
Let's hope it's not a trap.
If someone wants to take over for the ensign, they are more than welcome to. In this case, they are technically a full-fledged PC character, but will never be upgraded. Will never be able to get like milestones and stuff like that.
I'd be happy to take her over. I'm just not finding her sheet for whatever reason.
She's been actually the players. Not supporting.
Yeah, it's in the player ones right at the bottom.
Oh, she's right under me. There she is.
Yep.
All right, what is Miss Mira rolling?
So this is going to be an extended task. This will be a control plus engineering or security, assisted by the ship's computers plus security. It's difficulty 3, work 9, magnitude 3, resistance 2.
Okay, well, engineering is better, and she has cautious engineering, so let's go with that. You correct me if I'm wrong, but you said the difficulty was 3 to start off with?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. In that case, she would like to spend 1 momentum for that 3rd die. Would you say that her subspace communications would apply?
Probably not for
Maybe
this task.
computers? Maybe computers.
I would say computers be fine. That would work.
Cool. Well, apparently I'm on a roll today.
Well, that's 2 momentum. And yep.
Let's see. So there's no resistance on this, so that's already 1 breakthrough.
But there's 2
And
resistance.
I don't think 2 resistance. Then let's spend 1 of the momentum I just got to get rid of that resistance.
All right.
At least I think it is. It's 1 for 2, even in extended tasks. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's the same as piercing.
Cool. Yeah, then let's do that.
And that's 1 breakthrough.
All right. So she's working.
I'm spending 2 threat. Work track goes down 4. The encryption algorithm changes on her, since it's a rolling type, meaning the algorithm adapts.
Sir, it's a morphometric encryption code. I'll do my best.
I have every confidence in you, Ensign.
All right. Assuming I'm allowed to roll again, same roll, same spend, so we'll go down to 1 momentum, and let's see what happens. The good news is that the difficulty is now only a 2.
Yep.
All right, so hey, I get that momentum.
Ooh.
Why, ship? Why? Well,
So I'm going to use that complication that because of the algorithm, the resistance goes up by 2.
Goes up by 2. Okay.
So it's
all
a
right,
4
I'm
resistance.
dealing 4 resistance. All right, let's roll dice and see. I guess I'll spend the 2 momentum to get rid of the 4 resistance, unless anyone else has a better idea.
No, I think that's correct.
Oh, no, wait. I've got technical expertise. That means we can re-roll the ship.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, you also
I'm
have
gonna-
cautious engineering, so.
Well,
Well,
right,
cautious.
but it would let me re-roll that 0. I see what you're saying. Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Okay, so another momentum. That would
So you're
be
at 3.
okay.
4.
We're at 3. Nice.
You're at total
4.
4.
Yeah, so then I would spend the 1, go down to 3 to get rid of the 2 momentum, or the 2 resistance, and let's see, that's
5.
7 out of, well, total, it's 7 out of 5, or 7 out of 9 work done, yeah?
Yeah, it'd be 7 out of 9.
Then, if it's okay, I would like to spend just 2 flat momentum to get the 2 remaining so that we complete the work track and thus complete the task.
Nicely done, Ensign.
All right. Give me a second. I got a huge data dump for you.
Oh dear.
As terabytes of information come flooding across your console.
Not exactly, but close enough. It's a paragraph.
Okay, let's see. Well, sir, from what I'm able to tell, there's a set of communications from as of yet unknown individual, agency, organization to the Orion sisters. That she does pause a little bit. Takes a moment to recover. Sorry, sir. They were brokering a deal to assassinate the Trill ambassador and otherwise disrupt anything that would help the Trill join the Federation. There's also details about some side operations to get outside individuals into Starfleet Command, R&D, with a high-level clearance. I don't really have information what those identities of the operatives could be, but that's all I'm seeing, sir. That's not great.
So a third party hired the Orions to A, infiltrate the ambassador, assassinate the ambassador, and B, infiltrate Starfleet's Research and Development?
That is correct, sir.
And still no information as to who this third party or parties might be.
Unfortunately, no, sir. It seems the information was deleted after the transaction. I could try a few things to try and recover the data, but my best guess is it's gone for good.
Any specific projects mentioned in Starfleet R&D, or just that general?
GM?
No, there is nothing in the file that's very specific about it, because it was pretty much the broker, not the broker, but the other party asking for these false identities were trying to be as secretive as possible.
Then the answer is no, sir. I have zero idea, and there's no indication of such in the data.
Well, in any event, well done, Ensign Mara. Well done indeed.
Thank you, sir.
And now, if you will do me one more favor, Ensign Mara, please contact Starbase 621 and see if they can provide us with the last known location of the USS Aegis. We still have a missing Federation starship in this system, and a few hours yet to try and find it.
Alrighty. And, of course, Prax, feel free to take over Mira, but until told otherwise, guess I'll keep playing her.
You can still play her.
So, yeah.
It's fine with me.
Yeah.
And Ensign,
So,
how old was this deal? How long ago was this infiltration operation started?
If you give me momentum, I'll tell the answer.
I was literally about to suggest that. Yes, I would like to give you momentum for that answer.
All right.
Sir, about 6 months ago.
6 months, eh? Thanks, Ensign.
Of course, and channel open to Starbase 621.
Starbase 621, this is Captain Haggard aboard the USS Argo. Come in, please.
This is 621. What can we do for you, Argo?
What are the last known coordinates of the USS Aegis? We're going to have to be leaving the system soon, but we can do a sweep and see if we can determine what happened to her.
Last known coordinates, they were about 8 light years away from the station. The bearing is 821 Mark 6.
Very good. Thank you, Starbase. We'll be heading out to check it out. Argo out. Ensign Haran, plot us a course to last known position, heading 821 Mark 6, and give me an ETA.
Sir, I'm getting an incoming message from Trillius Prime. They're asking for a status update.
Of course they are. On screen, Ensign.
I put it on screen.
This is Captain Ulysses Haggard of the Federation starship Argo. How may I help you?
Hold on, give me a second. Did not come up with the name for the Prime Minister.
His name is Strax.
Strax?
Strax.
I mean, you could always make it Mir. Just kidding, don't do that.
This is Prime Minister of OAN. USS Argo, we were expecting a while ago with the ambassador. How is he doing?
Prime Minister, we're honored by your call. Unfortunately, we were delayed. Apparently, there was a plot against the ambassador's life, which we have managed to foil, but unfortunately, it did cause us to have to divert to Starbase 621, which was being attacked by unknown vessels that we think were part of this entire plot. Unfortunately, during the attack, a starship went missing. By our calculations, we have about 65 hours before we pass a red line to get the ambassador back to you. We have a few hours on this end. My plan is to do a quick investigation of the last known position of the Aegis and then begin making our way to Trillius Prime at high warp. I apologize for the delay, but circumstances admitted no other options.
I see. And is the ambassador fine for the moment?
For the moment, the ambassador is very well, although is currently under a medically monitored sedation. But when last we were able to speak with the ambassador, he seemed very well indeed, although under some understandable degree of stress.
Understood. We could have a vessel rendezvous with you and take the ambassador aboard our vessel. For
That,
the
of course,
care
is that, of course, is your prerogative. However, even at our maximum speed of warp 14, we are 26 hours away from Trillius Prime. However, if you have a ship closer, we will be happy to make a rendezvous.
We'll get back to you on that, Captain, and we will see if we can't lessen the time that the ambassador needs for his treatment.
Understood. Argo out.
All right, and the screen goes blank. At this time, the three of you exit the turbo lift and board the bridge. The commander, Sonadel, and Morgan.
Ah, excellent. I hope you all enjoyed your rum drinks. Welcome to the Navy.
Oh, Captain, please not so loud.
Real quick, Wolfgang, you currently are got drunk, and then the doctor synthesized a counteragent for the drunkenness, and you have a one nasty hangover, and all of your any future tests right now, you have a +1 complication.
Don't get the isolation suits. Also very important.
Yes, and you're in an isolation suit.
Oh, because we were...
Yes, you sound very far away, by the way.
Operating. But yes, reporting for duty, Captain. Use the fire, but it's unfortunately necessary.
It's quite all right. I understand. I'm just glad you all made it back from the surface alive. There is something I'd like you to look into for me, Commander von Wartburg, if you'll join me briefly in my ready room. Ensign Haran, pass the course to Lieutenant Sonadel. Lieutenant Sonadel, take us to those coordinates, best speed.
Yes, Captain. Right away.
And Haggard opens his mouth about to give Sonadel the con, and then looks at her kind of pale and squinty-eyed headache expression, and turns to Ensign Mira and says, "Ensign Mira, you have the con."
Of course, sir.
And she just begins laying in the coordinates, like in that very pained look, just hitting the buttons on autopilot, essentially. She's just done this so many times.
Right.
She could probably do it blindfolded.
You know what? Give me a reason plus con. Difficulty 3 assisted by the ship's computers plus con. Complication range is going to be 2 because of your hangover.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you get the course right.
Yep. That's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, well, you know what? It's fine. We have no momentum, so that's cool. Take a threat. Flight control systems as a focus. Actually, you know what? Take 3 threat.
Be astro navigation.
Astro navigation, I have that too. I'm rolling 4 dice.
Alright.
Yeah. So threat. Told you I can do it blindfolded.
Okay,
That's 4.
that's yeah, that's 4 momentum. All right, real quick is you do plot the course, and I'm not making you let you make a task roll because there's no point in this. You engage at warp.
Yep.
The radio room with the
She looks-
captain here.
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish if you want.
No, I was gonna say she just leans over to Huron and say, "Remind me never to drink again, eh?" And just, that's it.
Well, Commander, you missed a thing or two while you were on the planet's surface and then laid up in sickbay. We had a visit from an Orion fleet.
I assume it was a friendly one since we're all still in one piece, sir.
Friendly might be stretching it a bit, but it seemed that the I can't remember her name. Ensign Beckett was a sister of the fleet's commander, one Sevny, a female of the species. She beamed over and retrieved her sister, and I made a deal with her for Beckett's return in exchange for a data disk, which has brought up some interesting information. By the way, be sure and include a commendation in the logs for Ensign Mira, who was able to crack the Orion encryption. It appears that the Orions had been hired by a third party to assassinate the Trill ambassador. Not only that, but they've been also hired to provide false identifications and to allow infiltration into Starfleet's R&D. Starting, the request came to them about 6 months ago. So someone, we don't know who this third party is trying to learn more about us than we want them to learn. So first, I want you to find out as much information as you can about this these Orion sisters, Sevny, who appears to be the commander, and Madanu. And she made mention of a third. So there's some sort of three sisters. I'm thinking they're actually blood related, but I could be completely wrong. If you still have any contacts from your previous assignments with Starfleet Intelligence, now might be a good time to bring them in on this, particularly about the infiltration. There are several projects going on at R&D that I know of that might interest the Orions greatly. And one other thing, Wolfgang, I swear to God, I've seen this Sevny before. I don't know if she was in disguise somewhere or ran across, but there was something incredibly familiar about her. And before you ask, the doctor had provided me with an anti-pheromone shot, so it wasn't just gallantry speaking. But she made a point to get very close to me. And something in her eyes and in the general shape of her face, I know that I've seen this woman before, but I can't figure out where or when. So I need you to get me as much information as you can, because I have a sneaking suspicion that Sevny and her sisters will be troubling us again.
Aye, sir. I have a question.
I'm sorry, you're coming in very faint to me, Wolfgang.
I say that a question for you.
Go ahead.
Have you ever been deployed in the Orion space or assigned to duty?
Deployed to Orion space or assigned to what duty?
Interdiction, checking ships.
I've had missions taking me near Orion space, and I've had run-in with Orion smugglers from time to time as on my previous commands. But no, nothing like this. I haven't run into many Orion females, and certainly not this particular Orion female. I don't know. I mean, I suppose it could be just my imagination, but once Lieutenant Mira discovered de-encrypted the information about Orion helping another force to infiltrate, I'm wondering if maybe I've met her under that kind of circumstance before. But in any event, she just seems absolutely familiar.
Very well, sir. I'll look into. Have we already sent a priority to regarding the possible breach?
No, we have not. We just learned this shortly before you came onto the bridge. We're en route to see what happened to the Aegis now. If you wouldn't mind, take care of alerting Starfleet intelligence to this security breach as well.
Aye, sir. Will do.
I'll walk with you back to the bridge.
Captain on the bridge.
All you get out of Sonadell is a wince.
ETA to last known location of the Aegis?
Oh. 1 second, Captain. About 12 hours, sir.
$12.
Yes, sir.
Is this at all on our way towards Trillius Prime?
We're a little off course, but heading in the general direction.
Very well. Shave as much time as you can off of that ETA. Keep in mind we still have around a 20-hour run to Trillius Prime to make, potentially, unless they send a ship to meet us. Very well.
Yes, Captain. And, yeah. She tries to do that.
Well, I think this is a good time to switch scenes here. So you go down one momentum. You guys are still on the bridge. So, Commander Wolfgang, are you wanting to look into the Orions? Or the Orion sisters?
Yep. I'm looking to one. The first thing we send a priority 2 message to.
I think he has to restart the thing.
While that's going on, we'll cut to sickbay for real quick. Clear the board here a little bit. Doctor, do you wish to check on your patient?
Yeah, that seems like a very prudent thing to do.
Reason plus medicine, difficulty 1.
Wow. Just wow. The one time I don't buy it with threat. The one time.
Well, I will let you succeed at cost by taking
Cool.
2 threat. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm typing something out here real quick.
Take your time. Okay. Alright. That, well, I'll let you keep that. Okay. As long as everything else seems stable, I'll just sort of keep checking the mark on the log or chronometer on the wall and checking. I forget. Is any information being passed down to sickbay about our current position? Like, I know in engineering they have a general idea, but does sickbay ever get an idea?
I don't think they do, because it's never really talked about.
Okay then. I will just continue watching and waiting then. Let me guess, that's when the Vulcan mercenaries beam in.
I am spending 2 threat here, and one of the other patients from the actual cargo ship who are on board the vessel wakes up and starts violently screaming.
Is it was that Kayla or Spencer?
It would be Corey.
Oh, there's 2 up there. Okay.
Yeah, there's a total of 4.
I guess Cerule would run over and check the readout.
All right. His heart rate is highly elevated. His neurological functions are off the charts.
When you say off the charts,
As in they're-
do you mean
Not ESP type stuff. As
Okay,
in,
good.
yeah, not going there.
I was like, is he becoming an Esper? Because that's a whole other problem. Oh, there's a drug for this. Give me 1 second.
As in, off the charts is they're going up and then down rapidly.
Right. I think there's a drug for this. Yes, Alkazine, it looks like.
All right.
Yeah. Is the scream coherent, or is this just a pure scream of pain?
More of like extreme pain and agony, as well as it looks like his eyes are darting rapidly. Could be hallucinatory. Could be seeing things, having hallucinatory visions of something.
Okay, then I believe a Alkazine hydrocortisone mix will do nicely. Also, does this technically count as activating Cerule again?
I usually don't count until she makes a task, so she hasn't actually done one yet, and she's just administering a drug, which I don't see a reason to roll for it.
Fair.
Okay. She administers the drug into his system. He's still screaming violently, still shaking, but his brainwave patterns are starting to kind of come to normal.
And it wouldn't be like Marlowe could exactly ignore this, so he'll poke his head out and say, Cerule, what the hell is going on? And Cerule just kind of points at Corey. Well, sir, as you can see, he's screaming. I've given him something to stabilize his neurological condition, but I also gave him something for the pain, and he really shouldn't be doing this. Marlowe, of course, just kind of sighs and says, okay, if he's still doing it, 5 minutes from now, give him a higher dose of the pain meds, and then failing that, sedate him. Cerule says, of course, sir, I will do just that. And Marlowe goes back to sitting and staring at the ambassador, as he has said he will do until he is able to transfer his patient, leaving Cerule to deal with screaming patient Corey.
As Cerule tries to deal with patient Corey, he grabs hold of her. Roll a opposed daring plus security.
She already has this focus. Would you technically qualify this as hand-to-hand combat?
Yeah, you could. He's essentially trying to grab a hold of her. So you could count it as a defensive type thing.
Yeah, let's roll and see what happens, but I don't think she would be resisting too much unless he's trying to, like, actually hurt. Okay, yeah, so I don't think anything happens. Yeah,
nothing happens. But he does grab a hold of her, like, I guess she's still in quarantine suit, so he does grab a hold of it, and he's kind of like, they're coming, we have to get out of here, they're coming.
Calm down, you're going to need to be a little bit more specific.
You can't see them, they're everywhere.
Cerule just kind of looks around sickbay. No, I don't see anyone. It's just you, me, and the 3 others.
Look, behind you! And he screams as he lets go of the med suit and tries to cover his eyes. And then passes out.
Cerule does kind of that slow blink, and then she turns slowly to make sure there's no one behind her.
There's no one there.
Cool. Horror movie trope denied. So Cerule kind of shakes her head and picks up a pad, notes all of this for the log, and goes to check on the other 3 patients.
They're resting comfortably.
Okay. For probably good measure, she'd also give them the same sort of drug cocktail, just in case they, show any signs of neurological trauma. Also, as a side note, I'm pretty sure I've destroyed so many livers in just 26 hours that that Marlowe is gonna need to do liver transplants here shortly.
You have to start growing some livers in your lab.
Yeah.
Down the hall. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's head to the bridge.
Hello. Better?
Yes, much.
Good. Right. So, the first thing I would check off my list would be to ask Ensign Mira to send a priority 2 message to Starfleet Intelligence and Starfleet Security, updating them on what we know before heading off to the science station to do some research on the on our newfound friends.
One quick point of order, since I guess I'm piloting Mira. She does ask, would you prefer a particular encryption scheme, sir?
Use your best discretion.
Encrypting at highest order, sir.
Very good. All right. Time to find out about some Orions. And I will start looking up in the databases about Sevne Imadanu, if there's anything on record regarding those two Orions.
Give me reason plus science. Or no, actually be reason plus security.
Security? Yeah.
Yeah. Assist by the computers plus security from the ship.
Long shot here. Focus on infiltration. No, because I'm not countering infiltration. They've already done it.
It would only be probably a history focus, is what this would count as.
I will do I will spend one of our momentum for an extra die. And bang.
Okay. That's 2 momentum. On the screen, you pull up the Green Star Sisters. There's 3 of them. 2 of them you already know. The third one is Esco. They rose up slowly from the ranks in the Orion Syndicate to form their own, I guess you would say, militia splinter cell group from the Orions. And they deal within black market trade, from weapons and slavery. And they're primarily geared around this region of space that you're currently in.
Any standing warrants within Starfleet or the Federation?
They tend to stay away from the Federation for the most part, but the region of space that they're currently operating is outside of Federation jurisdiction.
Oh, well, there you go. Looking over what I see of their files, does it seem like they have the kind of pull to infiltrate the Federation on their own like this, or be able to take on Federation ships like this? Like going on assassination missions and stuff? Or is that beyond?
It's unknown.
Okay.
That's all the information I'm going to give you without spending momentum.
I'll spend 1 momentum. I think you said this, but I'm just going to make sure. How long have they been operating?
For at least the last 20 years.
Good grief. So not an old threat. I'm going to look up on the files the relevant division head in Starfleet Intelligence that covers this area and try to find their contact information, and then ask Mira to patch me in or hail them and get them to call me back.
There actually isn't one.
Oh.
It's just the sisters haven't been brought up on Starfleet Intelligence radar because of the way they operate. They don't operate in Federation space, and they haven't been considered a security risk.
That has thus changed.
I'm going to look up for Entimera, can you get me direct connection to Starfleet security for this region?
Of course, sir. Would you like it at your console or somewhere more private?
And GM, just to clarify real quick. What's this room up here?
Which room?
This room pinging in the northeast quadrant.
It's a lab, research lab, like place to pull up classified documents if need be.
Put it on deck 1, lab.
Patching it through now, sir.
Whoops, too far.
This is Commander Kevev. It's Andorian. Got a little tennis dancing around.
This is Commander Wolfgang von Wartburg of the USS Argo, Executive Officer and Assigned Science Officer. I wanted to question about some security issues in my region of space.
Certainly, Commander. What can I do for you?
I've encountered a trio of sisters in this region of space, Orions, who have a militia in the region. They've currently interfered with a transportation of a VIP ambassador, and they have enacted sabotage aboard our ship. They have since been taken off. However, we have reason to suspect that they have bigger plans to infiltrate Starfleet Command R&D and to affect other changes. The issue is that it seems to be a third party is employing them. What I'm asking you, since you probably have more clearance on this than I do, but do you know of any threats in this region of space that would be interested in helping them? From my understanding, Klingons aren't threats, and the Romulans haven't been doing anything since the treaty, so I can't think of any particular power that has an interest in this region of space or in Trill. Any information you're cleared to tell me, I would much appreciate.
Well, to be honest, Commander, there's not much to tell. This region of space that we're in is vastly unexplored. We don't get too many ships out here, especially with the recent conflict with the border conflicts with the Klingons. And not to mention, the Romulans seem to be on higher guard, so most ships have been deployed elsewhere for at least the past 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Starfleet hasn't got around to explore this area. We've actually been relying mostly on the Trill government to give us an idea of what other species are in this area.
They don't have any standing security advisories that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of, or they're willing to share.
Very good. Do you know who our security liaison is there, or do we speak with their ambassador only on matters like this?
For the most part, it's been, from what I can tell, talks with just the ambassadors. As soon as the Trill, from what I've been told, are a very secretive race. While they do meddle in other people's affairs, little is known about them.
Oh, very well. Thank you for your time. Hopefully I'll be more forthcoming with my information than I've already been once I know more.
I look forward to seeing anything you come up with, Commander.
Argo out.
And your screen goes blank.
Damn it. I'm going to start looking up Captain Haggard's service file and see try to see if there's any cross-reference between any of his activities in his career and the 20 years of the sisters' career antics.
Okay. I will let the captain explain that.
Okay, so just out of character to review, they're basically been operating in this region of space, which has been largely unexplored by the Federation, but is kind of near Trill space.
Kinda. It's still about 10 to 15 light years away.
Yeah. Pull up the wiki with Haggard's.
I do need to make a map for you guys. I just haven't got around to it.
There we are. 20 years, huh? Okay, yeah. During his command of the USS Cincinnatus, the Saladin class refit. The Saladin was assigned to patrol duties in this sector, along this sector of space, when when a Federation freighter or two went missing, presumably to piratical activities. And although the Cincinnatus never managed to track down the pirates, the piratical activities kind of scaled back, probably just because Starfleet had taken an interest and the time to send a ship, albeit a small one, to kind of patrol the region. So that for, say, 6 months back in 2273, 74, Haggard was in this area. And the Cincinnatus stopped at, a few of the various not star bases, but, space stations, orbital facilities, etc., of some of the races around near the Federation borders of this region of space. So there was a chance that somewhere on one of those independent stations, he very well could have crossed paths with some of these Orions, whether realizing it or not.
All right. Why do you care about the captain so damn much? Where did you meet him?
You do realize that even though where they're operating at, they're a long way from usually where the Orions operate from.
Outside normal, Orion area. Commander Wolfgang to Medbay.
This is Doctor. Go ahead.
Is the ambassador able to talk right now, or is he too ill still?
I believe that has been explained to the captain. No offense, sir, but the ambassador is unable for any line of questioning at the moment.
Very good. Thank you for the information, Doctor. I was unaware.
Well, again, my apologies. I was not sure if you had been informed of that. I do have one concern, though. Very minor thing, but given the last few hours, really the last day, I thought I'd bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
My nurse, Lieutenant Cerule, one of our rescued individuals from the planet, he woke up screaming, said he saw things, a bunch of, I don't know what, people, beings, something. He said that they were everywhere, and then he fell back. Honestly, I'm ready to write it off as just some form of psychosis, but again, given the events of the past few days, thought I'd bring it up.
Have you been able to do a psych screen on him yet to make sure that it's actually visual hallucination?
I actually have Cerule running that right now.
Very good, Doctor.
To remind you,
and yeah, I was gonna ask about that because I thought I would have administered the same sort of treatment to them as well. So I was thinking this was something new, not the same hazard.
You did administer the treatment to them, but one of the symptoms is psychosis.
And that just isn't fixed by a pill.
Right.
Doctor, is it possible that this is the neurotoxin still affecting them?
I certainly hope not, because if that's the case, it means the treatment has failed, and it means the three of you I've cleared back to duty should be in sickbay. So if you or any of the others begin to experience blurred vision, paranoia, psychosis, madness, or if you feel like killing yourselves, please report to sickbay immediately.
Will do. I'll also inform the captain of the situation to make sure he's advised. Any other status updates since I have you?
I hesitate to make a joke, sir, but our liquor stores are low. We might need some more soon.
Well, we'll be sure to fill that up as soon as we can, Doc. Wolfgang out.
Sickbay out.
Oh, of course. Wolfgang Densamira?
This is Edson Mira. Go ahead, sir.
You sound very familiar. No, just kidding.
I only have so many voices, and one of them is Sean Connery.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Ensamira, can you get me contact with Trillia and their diplomatic office?
Patching you through now, sir.
Thank you, Ensign.
I swear, it's become a game of how much can we get ELH to talk to himself.
I mean, I could always do Ensign Mira, and Mira can have a slight Russian voice.
No, we just, we give her the Sean Connery voice, and, nobody questions it.
Hello, my name is Edson Mira.
Oh boy.
Monty Python voice.
Oh, if you wanted a woman, I can do a woman. It's not that hard.
Alright, so transmission opens up to the diplomatic attache on Trillius. Are you doing the Starfleet one or the ambassador, like
The ambassadorial office. I'm trying to get directly
Okay.
to I'm trying to connect to the Trill government.
this is Adjutant Kaiser. What can I do for you?
Hello, I'm Commander Wolfgang von Wartburg of the USS Argo. I just have a couple of questions for you regarding a security issue that we've discovered in this region of space. And I was wondering if I can get some security questions answered, if you're able to. That is, of course.
I can certainly try.
Very good. Are you aware of any star empires or other powers in the region that are interested in your space, other than the Federation, of course?
Well, from my understanding, we're trying to join the Federation family.
Right.
In terms of other powers in this region, there are quite a few we've run across. Primarily the Zenketi coalition.
Zenketi coalition.
Though they tend to be more of a xenophobic. Any dealings we've had with them have always ended up being hostile.
Okay. Anyone else, sir?
Most of the time we go where we're needed. There is one other race. We don't know them by name, but our contact has been very limited with them.
Would it be possible for you to send any information you can regarding this species? Any information will be helpful to me.
Well, I'm not authorized to do that right now, but as soon as the charter is signed, I'll be more than happy to comply with that request. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Have you had any issues with Orions on your planet or in your region, in your controlled space?
I wouldn't say that we've had any problems with them. There are some Orion traders that come to Trillius for goods and other services.
Well, One last thing I'll ask, and I know I'm asking a lot, but would it be possible for you to ask for special dispensation for the information about that unknown race from your superiors? It is important that I find out as much as I can. Even if your superiors say no, I'd appreciate you asking.
I will look into the matter and I will elevate it for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But that is all, sir, unless there's anything you wish to ask of Argo since we are heading your way.
Just looking forward, hopefully, see Ambassador Call. We miss him greatly here on Trill.
I can assure you that we share that sentiment, Adjunct. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
You're most welcome.
Argo out.
I'm proud of you, Commander. You did not take the low-hanging fruit. We miss him. Well, then you're in for a surprise.
I actually don't know that much. I just know he's in medical distress, so...
Yeah, it's been handled that Wartburg is completely in the dark about the whole situation.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
So funny.
But yes. Trying to think.
Oh, then I guess it would have been the captain with that low-hanging fruit then. Anyway, moving on.
Commander Wartburg to Captain Haggard.
Haggard here.
I believe I have a preliminary report to give you on my investigation.
Huh, that's quick work, Commander. Well done. Meet me in my ready room.
Aye, sir.
Before you do that, sir, and this is Ensign Mira. Before you do that, sir, we just got the Aegis's distress signal. Or rather, I should say the beacon, sir.
Understood. Commander von Wartburg, our conference will have to wait. We've just picked up the Aegis's distress signal.
Do you have an ETA, sir? On our arrival to them?
Lieutenant Sanadell? How long to the distress beacon? Blah, blah, blah.
Moment. 6 hours, sir.
Well, Commander von Wartburg, hopefully your report won't take 6 hours.
It shouldn't, sir.
Yeah, Sanadell goes, permission for coffee, sir. Oh wait, I'm in my suit. Never mind. Scratch that. She just sighs.
Yes, I'm very sorry, Lieutenant Sanadell. I don't think the environment suit comes equipped with a coffee dispenser, although I will mention that to Starfleet engineers. It's a brilliant idea.
I may just modify one day, Captain.
You have the con.
Yes, sir. And she gets up and... because the course is laid in. I can stay. That's fine. I'll stay in my seat.
Mira will take the con.
She can have the chair. I'm in my seat.
Yes, it's all part of my masterful plan to slowly take over every position on the ship.
Sir?
What do you have for me, Commander von Wartburg?
Well, sir, unfortunately, the reason it took so little time is there's not a whole lot. From what I can tell from these sisters, they've been operating for about a good 20 years. They've had, in this region of space, separate from the rest of the Orion Syndicate, they've had good success in their, the polite term is militia services, but piracy, weapons trade, slavery, and such. And this is their controlled region of space, or operating region of space.
They met us with a fleet of 17 ships. At least one of which was on the Argo side, and several more were the size of a Constitution-class vessel. That's some militia.
Yes, and unfortunately they are quite a distance out of Federation jurisdiction, hence why there's not a whole file on them back at Starfleet Security. So any digging back at Starfleet Intelligence would be tangential at most, and they haven't done anything too big to us quite yet, until recently, of course. I looked into your file, sir, and it seems that it is entirely possible that during your service time, you may have encountered the woman you met during your in the 2273, 2274 era, your 6-month tour along the border. During the various independent stations you're at, it's entirely possible you encountered her in disguise, especially since there were so many independent stations, and this is essentially her turf. So she might have been, you might have met her by chance, or it might have been by design to see who the new hotshot captain in the region was. Begging your pardon, sir.
Fair enough. And as you say that, you see suddenly the captain's eyes kind of widened for a moment, and then his jaw kind of set, and he doesn't say anything.
Further, sir, there is the possibility of a third party is still unclear at this moment. There are currently 2 major possibilities via our adjunct contact at Trill. One is very unlikely, the Zenkethi Coalition, a xenophobic race that I'm going to research more into on our way to the distress call. My instinct tells me that there's another race that the Trill have encountered that the adjunct hinted might be interested in this region of space. However, he lacked the security clearance to tell me. So the fact they were willing to tell me about the first one, happily, and the second one, I got a security wall short of a charter signing, which indicates that there are state secrets involved. I'm pretty sure it might be that second one. The problem is we don't know who they're talking about, and Starfleet Security has very little information on this region of space. We've been dependent on Trill for intel. So I have requested the adjunct kick it up the chain. Hopefully someone talks back to us, but without the ambassador, without pulling at the ear of an ambassador or someone of high extraordinary rank in the diplomatic corps, I don't expect them to respond very favorably to my requests, especially if this is a standing security threat.
Understood. So we're no closer to knowing who those ships belong to that were attacking 621. So, but yes, definitely see what you can find out about this Zenkethi. At least we know their names. And I will see. I might have a few contacts left from my patrol here, although it was brief. I'll put out some feelers myself and see if I can get any information on them. It's a long shot, though.
Very good, sir. That's our business, isn't it?
Indeed. However, if this region of space is really that unmapped and unexplored by Starfleet, I may just have a recommendation for our first assignment.
Agreed, sir. I do have a medical issue to relay to you.
Oh, what is it?
I got into brief contact with the doctor, and it would seem that some of the other patients that were found at the crash site are still exhibiting some of the symptoms, including the madness and hallucination stage. The problem with that, sir, is that implies that the treatment may not have taken the way it's supposed to, which also means that although myself, Lieutenant Sonadell, and Lieutenant Morgan have been cleared, it is possible that we may have a relapse. So for now, we haven't been taken off duty by the doctor. Feel free to confirm that, of course, but I would advise caution. If we see symptoms, the doctor has recommended we pull them from duty. Of course, sir, if you see symptoms in me, I would recommend pulling me before the problem escalates and we be sealed to the sick bay. It is entirely possible that we just simply were not as exposed as long, or we got treatment quick enough. But medicine is a tricky business, especially when it comes to xenobiology and zoobotany.
Well, no worries, Exo. Worst comes to worst, I'll just have the chief engineer shoot you all.
Sir?
It's a joke, Commander.
Very amusing, sir.
Carry on.
Aye, sir.
And, good work, Commander.
Thank you.
You have the bridge. I'm going to do a walkabout.
Aye, sir.
Spending 2 threat. The
Okay.
ship suddenly, you feel a sudden jolt as you're kind of rocked and you adjust yourself. The ship comes out of warp.
Never mind that, number one. See what we can see.
I didn't do that, Captain.
Understood, Lieutenant Sanadel. I have the con. What do we have?
So, Chief Engineer, give me a Insight plus Engineer, difficulty 1.
Nope. Okay, cool. Give me just 1 second. Oh boy. That over there. Oh crap. Do I have a focus?
Do you have warp field dynamics?
Yes, I do.
And then you have a focus. And you bank 1 momentum.
Nice.
Whoops. Oh. Oh, crap. Martell to the bridge.
Bridge, Haggard here.
Captain, how long have we been going at high warp?
You gotta be kidding me.
GM, how long have we been at this since we started heading towards the last known position?
So, you've been alternating going from emergency warp to standard, max cruising speed for quite a while.
Yeah.
Essentially, the ship's warp coils are straight, and the reason why you dropped something out of warp was the automated feature on the Argo to keep the ship from blowing up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was getting there. The warp coils are overheating.
I thought this design had so much redundant coils with the once we stripped out the transwarp engines that that was not going to be an issue.
You've been doing this for... Here, I'll message it to you.
Okay. Captain, apparently we've been alternating between emergency warp and max cruising speed for a little over a week now, and the engines weren't designed to handle that much heat. They're overheating. They're stressed beyond their capability. It's going to take time, sir, but I should be able to get them back online.
How much time?
I'll tell you that answer if you spend a momentum.
Can you PM it to me first? After I spend the momentum, of course.
Yeah, I will.
Give me 2 hours, sir, and I'll have them back up.
Good grief.
Understood. Anything we can do up here to assist?
Not really, sir.
Do you think we need to cut back on standard power usage, or are we okay to go?
You can keep going at impulse right now, but the warp engines will take a little bit.
Understood. I know they're in good hands, Commander. Carry on.
Aye, sir.
Would you like me to keep going at impulse, Captain?
Well, it appears to be that's the best speed we could make, and, well, make it so.
Okay. And she hits the buttons.
Commander, I think I will be taking that walk now. A little energy I need to burn off all of a sudden.
Aye, sir. I have the bridge.
So Haggard goes on walkabout, and just as a note, GM, this is going to be like Haggard's daily thing. Every day, he will spend at least 45 minutes to an hour walking the decks. You know, not bothering people at work or anything, lending a hand where he can without getting in the way, but also just seeing and being seen, getting to know the nooks and crannies of the ship and all that kind of stuff. It's going to become a regular sight for the crew to see Haggard here and there and all that good stuff.
Oh, goody. The only captain in this group that doesn't lock themselves in their ready room. That's awesome.
No, Jaw doesn't do that.
Well, not a captain for one.
Real
Not
quick,
counting.
it's been
CO
bothering
of a ship that counts.
Ouch. Real quick, it's been bothering me. What is that area to the right of where Haggard's token is right now?
That's where I'm going to get the GM to expand my ready room.
Airlock.
Because I just... Oh, okay. I
that's
just
where
realized I could have taken that instead of the captain's ready room.
Oh, that's right. So like the little transport shuttles and stuff from the movies that dock right there. Okay.
It's the discipline hall.
Right. You're like, okay. I really
didn't
was going to
put
say.
little stuff in there for like EVA suits, but yeah, it's essentially it's emergency airlock.
Okay, cool.
So basically, GM, what Martel wants to do is he wants to basically double the amount of coolant that is pumping through the engine coils.
Okay. Let's make this a control plus engineering. Difficulty 2. This is by the ship's engines plus engineering.
Okay, and I'm guessing I probably don't have a focus unless improvisation counts.
I would say improvisation would count because this is kind of irregular.
Okay.
You're trying to rapidly cool the warp coils without damaging them.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a momentum for 3 dice. Oop. There. And roll.
I believe I said
think...
engines plus engineering for the ship.
Yeah.
That does make it. It's just no momentum game. Okay. Yeah, the solution worked, and the engines are starting to cool down. It actually lessened the time by 75%. But you will have to vent the warp coils.
Okay, yeah. Awesome.
And I guess I can go ahead and make a control plus engineering difficulty 1. It's just by
To
the
vent it?
to vent it. And you make a momentum. And as the Argo flies at full impulse, it leaves a nice, lovely gel-like substance trail behind.
I'm sorry, that was like one of my favorite moves in STO, was the plasma little trap thing you could do.
The plasma vent.
Yeah. I used to do that and then just circle around the enemy ship and just let them go.
So, about 15 minutes later, Captain, you get a bell. Martel to Captain.
I'll go to the nearest, wall communicator. Haggard here. Give me good news, Commander.
Warp engines are back online, sir.
Excellent. Well done indeed. Thank you. Haggard to bridge.
Bridge here. Go ahead, Captain.
The engineer has told me that we have full warp capability back online. Let's head to the distress beacon at warp speed, Commander.
Aye, sir. Lieutenant Sanadell, warp speed, please.
for the first time since getting the hangover, there's a smile on her face as she hits the warp drive.
Give me a control plus con. This is by the ship's engines plus con. I'm gonna dump some thread here. Let's make this a difficulty 2, because the warp coils have to be realigned, and well, not realigned, but sorry. The warp plasma has to be refiltered back into it.
Yep. Okay. Take 1 threat. I'm spending 2 momentum for 4 dice. Flight control systems as a focus. Yeah. I'm gonna re-roll that because bold con. Much better.
God, why did I give you tasks? You just generate momentum.
What?
That's why you
I
get
don't know
tasks.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's 3? Yeah, I said 3, right? Difficulty 3?
I believe you said 2.
2. It was 4. 4 momentum.
Woot. Very.
Unless anyone else has anything else they want to do, we're going to go to scene 3.
I'm gonna ask Mira for something.
Alright.
And within the next 2 hours, Sonadel is going to give herself a shot. Just so she doesn't fall behind again.
Ensign Mira, make contact with the with Starfleet security and with our contact on Trill, and see if you can find any information from them about the Zenkethi.
On it, sir. And Mira pushes the buttons. I did have one very quick scene between the Doctor and Martel, if that's all right.
Okay.
So this is Marlowe to Chief Engineer.
Martel here.
I've had a lot of time to think recently. Tell me if this is being a little bit crazy, but do you think we could hook up might be a little bit archaic, but an exercise bike to a power cell, and maybe I could charge it while I'm sitting here staring at a wall?
I can probably do that.
Excellent. Oh, and I'm putting out feelers, but if you know anywhere I can get more liquor for the official medical stores, please let me know.
Walk 2 sections to port.
Sir?
Walk 2 sections to port, Doctor.
Okay. I will send Cerule.
Preferably you, sir?
Oh, well, then it will have to wait.
Aye, sir. Let me know when you're ready.
Roger that. Sick bay out. That's all I had.
I was going to say, you know you outrank him, right? Lieutenant Commander?
Yeah, but of course he's the Doctor, so...
I mean...
Yeah, it's one of those weird, position over collar tabs.
Right. I don't know, but my
Yeah.
whole idea was, literally if power goes out in sickbay, because it's just been that kind of a day.
That's fair, yeah.
Marlowe literally powering a sickbay by doing a exercise bike.
He does have the fitness for it.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, we're going to jump to scene 3 here. You go down 1 momentum. The Argo comes out of warp, and on the view screen, you see the Aegis, a Hermes class older vessel. Still got the old TOS look to it. Its transponder is still active. However, from what you can tell, the Aegis is dark. There are no internal lights currently activated, and its warp core is offline, from what you can tell by looking at the engines visually. The one thing you do notice is though the Aegis is currently in an orbit around a very large comet.
Ensign Mira, hail them on all frequencies. Commander von Vortberg, give me a scan. See if there's life support or life signs.
Aye, sir. Scanning now.
All right, that will be a Reason plus Science difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's sensors plus Science.
And the captain's order is going to override my personal curiosity on this.
And Mira pretty much tells you there is no response.
Sonadel is doing math in her head on how she can try and do this.
All right. I'm going to eat up one of that momentum for an extra die. And... Yep, that's what I'll do. Difficulty again, sorry?
2.
2? Yeah, I'll just fire off. Well, hopefully the ship helps me out on this so I don't eat up into more of our momentum.
Advanced sensors help any?
Yeah, I already calculated in the difficulty, so.
Very good.
And that too goes right into killing that complication.
All right.
Let's see. Sir, scans show that the Aegis warp core seems to be offline. Backup power offline. Its orbit seems to be critical as it's heading toward that comet it's orbiting around. Life signs aboard the Aegis. These readings don't make a whole lot of sense, though. I'm assuming it might be interference from the comet. Let me calibrate. With my science question, I'm going to see if it actually is interference from the comet for my freebie question.
Yep. Hold on one second.
Sure. Okay, what am I saying? All right. Well, seems the comet has some radioactive compounds. I'll save you the chemistry lesson, but basically heavy water is coming out of its tail for the most part. Since it's coming out of the comet, it's kind of acting like a conductor. It's limiting our sensor data. It's kind of baffling it a little bit. It's also going to hinder our communications and transporter locks since it's going to be scattering some of our scans. It also seems that it's creating its own electromagnetic field along with other kinds of radiation. The EM field does seem to be weaker than it should be. It should be providing a lot more than that. I'll recommend we bring up the shields for now, given the radiation risk, and recommend yellow alert. If not red, given the ship's danger.
Danger from the radiation, you mean, number one?
I mean the emergency of the Hermes, since it's at deadly risk.
Very well. Red alert, shields up.
I'd like to... I don't think the ship has another freebie question. I don't think I do either. Because we don't have high resolution, and I don't have Studious. Spending one momentum, I'm checking to see how much time the Aegis has before it's going to have a nice hug with that comet. That also results in an antimatter explosion.
Okay.
Sonadel is wishing there was a mute function in these suits.
It should be. They're EVA suits, so you should have a mute function.
Well, then she shuts it off. Like, she shuts off all the noise the moment the klaxon comes on.
Estimated time of impact 3 hours 15 minutes.
And the life signs?
Too scattered. With the comet there, I'm not going to get anything solid. We need to be on the ground to verify.
But the life signs maybe coming from both the comet and the ship, or just the ship?
Just the ship, as far as I can tell, sir.
All right. Lieutenant Sanadell, move us in closer, carefully. See if we can get some detailed scans of the comet, Commander Wartburg.
Okay. Yeah, just for retcon, I have it turned down. I don't have it turned off because I want to go look at the captain. Unless there's noise cancellation, and I could just do the voices. But yeah, she will do that. She will try and pilot her way down, I guess. Is that what she's trying to do?
Basically getting us closer to the comet so we can get a better scan. Cross fingers.
So I'm not... there's no roll for this, though, but as you maneuver the ship in closer, it's a little rough.
Wow, that gravimetric pull, was not expecting that. But I got it. Commander, now's as good a time as any.
Lieutenant Sanadell, thank you. Just keep her steady. I'm going to do a detailed scan of the comet to see if there's any extra information, like life signs, if it's secretly a starship, or if it's made of a weird... if there's some extra material that doesn't make sense.
I'll take momentum.
Sure, I'll give you momentum for that.
Okay. What?
Calibrate for distance, filter out noise. Ignore that. We already know that. Stand by, just increasing the resolution, sir.
Understood.
All right. Computer. Okay. All right. Comet is class 12, larger than most comets. Rough size about 182 kilometer. No life signs on the comet itself. It's just a big old comet.
Very good. Life support operative on the Aegis or not?
With warp core and backup power offline, there would be no standing. Whatever life support there would be very minimal. Recommend EV suits until power is restored.
Understood. Very well. Haggard to sickbay.
This is sickbay. Go ahead.
We found the USS Aegis. They are in a critical and destabilizing orbit around a comet. Where our readings are confused because the comet is highly radioactive. There may or may not be survivors aboard. I'm going to lead an away team over and need medical personnel to accompany it.
I will send Lieutenant Cerule. Can you be a little bit more specific about the radiation, sir? I might have a particular drug loadout that might help.
Commander von Wartburg, send your readings down to the doctor and Lieutenant Cerule in sickbay.
Aye, sir. Sending information now. Medbay should be Medbay. This is Science Station on Bridge. You should be receiving files now on my readings.
All right. And my
Doctor.
only question to the GM, real quick, is it theta radiation or not theta radiation?
Let me pull up the... Where is my list here?
Will Horonolan do the job, or do you need the other one?
Exactly.
It's just alpha. Great.
All right, yeah, then Horonolan will work just fine.
It's beta.
Horonolan will still work just fine.
Horonolan, best
I could say it's Thalaron radiation, but
Oh god,
you know.
Thalaron radiation. Oh
Oh
god.
yeah,
Gamma.
no, Thalaron radiation is much worse than
Thalaron's
Gamma.
the nemesis one.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
If-
trying to get a nicer one.
Yeah, if gamma radiation's on that comet, Sonadel's coming back as She-Hulk.
No, it's just
Doctor, have
beta.
Lieutenant Cerule meet us in Shuttle Bay 1 with full EVA gear. Lieutenant Sonadel, you're with me. Captain to Engineering.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Martel, congratulations. You get to go walkabout. Meet me in Shuttle Bay 1, full EVA
And-
suit. We're going to try and jumpstart a starship.
And when Martel hits the button, you hear him sarcastically go, "Oh, joy, sir."
Your enthusiasm is noted, Mr. Martel. I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Sonadel will also calm down to the med bay and request Cerule have her pheromone shot.
So
And
Rule
because-
will have it.
yeah, she'd be able to administer it while in the suit, even if Sonadel doesn't know how.
And I'm going to activate. Is she an ensign or what? Shishran as the security component.
Aww.
I think that's the first time she's been activated, so I don't think we get to add anything.
Oh yeah, the sister, the little sister.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the subject of activation, how would we feel about me giving Cerule a command of 3?
Has it come up for her a couple times? I forget.
It hasn't really come up as a point of order where she's needed to order people around, but I think it would work because she's literally going on away teams and she technically outranks the chief doctor. So that if she needs to start ordering people around, it could be a talent to take, or not a talent, a discipline to up.
She can't up her medicine, can she? She's at like 4.
She's at 4, and technically she can go to 5, but I think that's too min-maxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need that. We already have a CMO.
I
We
like
don't
that.
need another one.
I mean, it's a choice between command to 3, or I would give her a value.
I'd almost think a value would be a better shot for now, just so we have a get out of jail free card.
Fair. I'll think of a value.
Okay.
By the way, Doc, your bike has been delivered.
Sweet. Then Marlowe is pretty much pretending he's Lance Armstrong and going on a marathon.
Commander von Wartburg, you have the ship. Try not to get any scratches on her while I'm gone.
As is customary, sir, I must remind you that it is not advisable for the captain to go over, but then again, I've seen your service record. Have a nice trip.
Thank you, Commander. Lieutenant Sonadel, be sure and recharge the life support in your suit. I want to make sure you're at 100%.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, let's head back down to the shuttle bay. Phaser 2s, hand communicators, tricorders all around. And whatever engineering kit the chief thinks he might need. Commander Martel.
Alright, so who's going?
Martel, Sonadel, the captain, Cerule, and
Shishran.
a security agency.
Okay.
The little sister of Sean.
And are you bringing any equipment with you?
Martel's bringing everything but the kitchen sink.
For the opportunity cost, I would kind of like to also have an engineering kit.
What's the
and-
opportunity cost?
One.
Yeah.
One. So,
I have an engineering of 3, so I can help.
Hey, me too.
alright. Okay. So, yeah, that's fine. If you want to spend that, just want to make sure.
And GM, I don't know if there's a mechanical way to do this, but Haggard, in his backstory, has spent 5 years aboard an old school Hermes class, and then a further 4 more against a Saladin class. So, is there any way I can create a kind of general advantage for the group with due to my knowledge of the craft we're about to board?
I would probably say you know your way around the ship,
Okay.
as you can tell people where they're at. I mean, it wouldn't really be an advantage
Okay.
for that.
Okay. I'll keep it in my back pocket.
With that, we go to scene 4, and I believe you're out of momentum. Who is piloting the ship?
Hopefully, Sonadel.
Oh, you mean the shuttle, Sonadel? The
So, yeah.
ship? I don't know.
All right.
The ship would, if it was the Argo, it would probably be Kalia Haran.
Yeah, it'd be Haran taking over for me.
Okay. So you pull out of the with the way team inside the shuttlecraft. You're not gonna need to make a contract, but you definitely could feel the shuttle like kind of struggle a little bit. You're not sure why, but as you near the Aegis, currently it is out of power, and as you try to send the automated signal to open the bay doors, and in shuttle bay, it does not respond.
Oh, aren't there external docking hatches or docking things?
There are.
I think she'd try and find one of those after seeing the shuttle bay wouldn't open.
Okay.
The captain can tell her where it's located.
All right. Give
Shit,
me
that's
a
neat.
control plus con, assisted by the shuttle's engines plus con, difficulty 1.
Okay. Take threat and small craft for a focus.
Certainly. It's 3 momentum, just need the shuttle.
Does anybody have that up?
I figure we've been going for more than 12 hours. Would that hangover have been gone already?
What's the shuttle assisting with?
Engines plus con.
Okay.
Not really.
Wow.
Okay. I was just
So it
curious,
is,
that's all.
yep, 5 momentum, and the shuttle loses 1 power.
Okay.
Well, I can get us to the airlock. We might have to manually open it, though.
Do it.
Martel positions himself next to the external hatch, getting ready to pop it open.
And you're all wearing suits, correct?
Right. Everyone remember, we don't know what happened here. So be on your guard. Phaser's on heavy stun.
Okay. Yeah. She does that.
Give me a fitness plus engineering to open the hatch, or control engine. You know what? Let's go control engineering.
Okay.
Can somebody assist? Or is he
What-
just doing the manual release?
It's doing a manual release. It's difficulty 1.
Okay, cool. That's what I was fixing to ask, was that. I don't have a focus in this.
No, you wouldn't.
Slacker.
All right. Yep. You're at max momentum. The door opens, and the pressure is unequal, and you can feel the pressure from the shuttle cabin literally go straight inside the ship.
All right. So I'm gonna look at the captain and go, Captain, apparently sections of the ship have been decompressed.
Well, power's down. That or it's either been compressed or the atmosphere's just terribly, terribly low. It's also possible they withdrew air from unnecessary sections to try and extend their life support. Martell, your job is to get power and life support up and running. Lieutenant.
So as you start walking through the ship, as you're giving orders, you do notice that when you step on there, the grav plating is offline. And you do see like little objects just are kind of aimlessly floating.
So power, life support, and gravity would be nice too. Lieutenant Sonadell, you'll accompany Commander Martell, help him out in engineering. Lieutenant Cerule, let's you and I see if we can't find if there's anybody still alive. And this is Shashran. Accompany Engineer Martell and Lieutenant Sonadell. I think with Cerule with me, I don't have too much to worry about.
Cerule, I think, would already have her tricorder out and trying to find any life signs whatsoever.
And you get a very muted "Yes, Captain" from Sonadell.
Martell is literally going to leave his mag boots off and just push himself down the hall towards engineering.
It's probably fastest way to go, honestly.
Yeah. Sonadell may try and follow suit.
Check in every quarter of an hour.
Aye,
Yes,
sir.
So I guess Mira, given that new information, says, "Sir, losing connection to the away team. At least I'm having problems getting a coherent signal."
Can you patch through? Can you use the shuttle as a sort of boost to your signal?
I could certainly try, sir. And I do so.
Okay. Mira. What's the task? Control plus engineering, assisted by the ship's communications plus engineering. Difficulty 1.
Difficulty 1. You know what? We've got cap momentum, so let's spend 1.
Yeah.
Would subspace communications apply here?
Yes.
Well,
holy cow!
I can re-roll one of those. Actually, technical expertise, maybe?
It's for the ship, I believe, only.
Well, all right.
Actually, no, it's a 0. No, it's either or. I think it's either or.
Okay, well, as long as the ship doesn't roll a complication.
All right, what's the ship rolling? Communication and
Engineering.
Okay. Well.
All right, then I will spend my cautious engineering to reroll 1 and the technical expertise to reroll the other.
Whew.
Nice.
Much better. Much, much better.
Okay. Well, you're back at max momentum, but the ship loses 1 power.
So I guess Mira says, I've established contact again, sir, but seems we've also lost a little bit of power, or at least that's the report from engineering.
And it's very staticky, but it is an open channel.
Haggard to Argo. Lieutenant Sonadell and Commander Martell, accompanied by Lieutenant Shashran, are proceeding to engineering in an attempt to restore power. Lieutenant Cerule and I are proceeding on a search for survivors. and ultimately to make our way to the bridge. We will check in at quarter-hourly intervals as long as communications hold out.
Away team,
So-
be advised, we're having trouble communicating with you. And Samira was able to clear it up. We're also suffering a minor power drain on our end. We're gonna look into that to see if it's an ongoing problem or not.
Understood. Haggard out.
Cyril, give me a reason plus science difficulty 1. And this is just for generic scan with the tricorder, trying to find life signs and what the air quality is like.
Could I swing medicine and possibly awareness as a focus?
I'll allow the medicine, but sell me on the awareness.
My understanding of Cations is that they have sort of heightened senses. So even though her tricorder is going, she's actively on the lookout for, or really paying real attention to what her suit's feeding her. She's trying to gauge everything from air quality to if there's sounds of any sort, things of that nature.
Okay.
Cool. You said difficulty was 1?
Yes.
2 momentum, which actually means we have 2 floating.
Spend them on questions.
I gotta see what he types for me first. Uh-huh. 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 Okay, so I won't say what he's told me out of character quite yet, but let's just say I have a choice between asking some questions about a life sign, or I could spend that 2 momentum to try and create an advantage, which might help us overall.
What is the advantage?
The advantage would be, and this is probably going to tie into Martel, would be to give Martel the same information, and he would be able to clean up the air so that people could live. Basically, reducing the difficulty of his next task, or maybe getting rid of a complication, something along those lines.
Well, keep in mind you can do both. We do have 6 other momentum.
Well, okay, let's transition to in character then, and it'll make more sense. So Surul takes a look at her readout, takes a look at her suit's readout, and says, Captain, as you may or not be feeding from your own suit, the air here is thin. There's a very high level of carbon dioxide, and what life support systems are still active are running on limited power. If anyone is alive, they won't be for long, but the only life sign that I am detecting at the moment coming in strong is coming from the bridge.
Well, assuming communications between the way party members are still good, transmit this information to Lieutenant Martel and impress upon him the urgency of scrubbing the air as much as possible and getting life support back online. And let's you and I head for the bridge.
Yes, sir. And as we're walking or floating along, I pass along that information. And yeah, let's create the advantage to help out getting life support back online.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Yep. So let's transition to the 2 that are heading towards engineering. As you're going towards engineering, you see a lot of dead crew members as they're floating. They look very pale. They have like you can tell like they're not Andorian, but they have a very blue look to them. They're humans.
So they died of asphyxiation.
Yeah. Sonadel lets out an involuntary squeal, like kind of thing. And then continues forward without. She has essentially shut herself off empathically
All right.
and all that. Just. As she gets static from Martel.
Sorry, I was putting on my headphones.
So
Here's a time to mend some bridges, folks.
yeah. With the as you're floating along, like any door that's not open that you have to go through, you have to manually open it.
Okay.
That's fine. I think we can do it. Sonadel has already proven stronger than the commander, so.
I'm not. You don't need to make a check. So yeah, it's just pulling a lever and then pumping the lever as it opens. So. As a door opens to engineering, you enter in and you see more of the same thing. You actually see some, like a rebreather here and there, like floating off, and as you see like a crew member like trying, like almost looks like he was reaching for it as he's just slowly floating there.
I didn't. She's now starting to think of this ship as a giant coffin. But, she just kind of looks at the lieutenant commander like, do you need me?
As you approach like one of the what you would think is a console, it's completely dark.
Yeah. Question. Can I spend 2 momentum to say we brought a portable power supply with us to jumpstart?
Well, I did say I brought everything but the kitchen sink.
There's momentum spends for that though, at the time, and I think you only have the one momentum.
Yeah.
I'll
Can
allow
I spend
it.
2 to say we have it? Yeah.
Yeah. I'll allow the.
All right.
There's probably one in the engineering section of this actual ship.
Oh yeah, we'll just use it as an advantage that we find a usable one in the engineering section.
Yeah, I'll keep track of it. I'm not at my computer at the second.
I'll allow the 2 spend to find one in the engineering section.
Okay. Then she is going to try and connect it to try and get some kind of power. And at this point, she is going to activate her Mac boots.
Okay. You activate the device or activate the portable power unit, and it console kind of lights up. It's very dim, and it's kind of like pulsing as you're working on it, like the lights and everything on there.
Yep. She quickly goes like she's like, okay. And she's basically trying to get some kind of power, at least to life support, or
Yeah, Martel is going to actually help you with that. He's going to try and first get life support on so we can breathe.
Give me insight plus engineering, difficulty 2.
Okay.
The both of us, or just one?
One of you.
I'm rolling a 13, so that's up to you. Yours is probably higher, but Did everything go weird?
I think Martell maybe.
Oh, I was gonna say it got really quiet. I was like, uh-oh.
Sorry, you said insight engineering, correct?
Correct. Difficulty
Yeah,
2.
I'm rolling a 12.
Okay, so I will make that check, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Do. Sadly, this isn't one of those situations where I can make it a con check.
Nope.
That's fine. I will spend a momentum for a third dice.
So you're down to 3.
And here we go. I can't re-roll it. I don't remember what the difficulty was. Hold on. Damn it, why won't this damn console quit flickering? Son of a...
Hey. Calm down, Lieutenant. We got this.
Calm down. Calm down. You're one to talk. Sorry, sir.
And
You're fine. I know I snapped at you when we first met. Oh. Get me that power cell right now.
Yeah, and she disconnects it from the console and hands it to him to put into life support. She's also going to suggest, do you think maybe our shuttle would have enough juice to run life support at least?
This thing's fixing to go out. I have to get this hooked up now. I don't have time to run back to the shuttle and run a power line.
It's fair. Alright, go ahead. Let's do this.
So he's going to plug it in and get life support up and running as quickly as possible.
okay, you plug the battery in, but when you plug the battery in, what was left in the battery juice is completely gone.
The power cell is dead now?
Yep.
Oh, crap.
All
right.
Idea.
All right.
Idea. And she deactivates her mag boots and basically makes a full dash for the shuttle.
And as you're noticing that, though, part of that complication is that for the entire Wii team, though, you notice that the lights on your suit are kind of dimmed.
Oh, crap. Something in here is draining power.
Field.
Yeah, some type of dampening field. Martel's going to deactivate his mag boots and push himself over to the dilithium chamber.
Okay.
And try and force a restart.
Oh, well, if I notice the power drain in the suits, I will stop and go back, because I'm not hooking the shuttle up to this. She is
give
many
me
things.
a
Stupid is not one of them.
daring plus engineering difficulty 5.
Oh,
When
nice.
I get back, can I assist? Because I literally just went and then turned around. Like, I didn't
I
get
will
very
allow
far.
it.
So I am literally going to spend my determination on nothing is impossible. Because this... Oh, yeah, literally. Thanks, Captain. So I'm doing that. I'm spending the 3 momentum that we have left and 1 threat to get 4 dice.
And it's daring engineering?
Oh, yeah, it's daring engineering.
Oh, that's
Yep.
not bad.
Not to rules lawyer, but since your determination is being spent, the second dice is 2, and
Yeah.
the third dice, which would be 5, would be 5 overall.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
I messed up. It's 2 threat, not 1. My bad. I'm guessing I do have a focus. Because we're
Me
dealing
look.
with EPS power systems here. And warp field dynamics and stuff like that.
I'll take the EPS.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I spent my determination for a crit success. I'm rolling 4 more dice. That is 6, 7.
Done.
All right, you gain 2 momentum. The warp core comes back online. Lights kind of go on throughout the entire ship, but
Please,
they
please,
start
please.
dimming.
Damn it!
Like the warp core here kind of rev up, and then it's going slowly starting to die again.
Okay. Did any of the panels around me light up that I can use like now?
Yes.
I am going to try and find this dampening field.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I have sensor imaging as a focus, so.
Okay,
But
so
it's not a sensor
hold that thought while you're doing this. We're going to cut to the other group. Kind of see the same thing as you're traveling towards the bridge. You're making your way up emergency shafts to get there while the power is offline. Keep in mind this is
Right.
while that's not happening. You do see the same thing. You see crew members of the Aegis, sort of in like a bluish state, with horrified looks on their face.
Hmm.
You make it to the bridge. They're currently, it's dark and dim, and there is one person over by the communication station, and he is wearing a rebreather, but is kind of huddled in the feeble position.
And Cerule, without even prompting, is already moving over to see if they are conscious or even capable of interacting with.
You kind of shake him. He doesn't really respond a whole lot. He kind of tries to open his eyes, but doesn't.
His basic life signs, are they he's about to go unconscious? Is he on the verge of death?
Give me reason plus medicine. Difficulty 1.
Something would tell me some kind of carbon dioxide poisoning, mayhaps.
Yeah. I know it's a stretch, but would I get triage as a focus?
Are you not only looking at him, but also looking at the other dead crew members aboard?
I would be, but I think she's already figured out that, life support failed and they asphyxiated. Unless there's something else that would be prudent, in which case, yeah, she's looking at but maybe not super hard.
I'll allow it.
Cool. All right. Well, let's roll dice and see what happens. Well, unless you'd let first response qualify here, I think that's a failure.
I will let you see the cost.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
So the crew member that you're examining is suffering from hypothermia, while the rest of the bridge crew looks like they died from cerebral hypoxia.
Well, real quick, Air. Oh, go ahead.
Captain Haggard will find the emergency EVA suit storage.
On the ship, when you go look for him, all the suits are taken.
Okay, so that's already done. Great.
Captain, if you have no objections, I would like to transport this individual to sickbay along with myself.
I don't have any objections. Do you think maybe the shuttle might be better? At least there you could provide an atmosphere and some heat.
My concern is, sir, is that the shuttle may not be the perfect environment due to the lack of a proper airlock.
You're the medical officer. Make it so. So the power came up and started dimming, correct?
At this moment, yes, the power came back on, and its lights flicker on, and then it kind of goes to a dim state. As it's trying, it keeps kind of going up and then down, kind of pulsing, like it's drawing power but not getting enough.
Can I access the ship's logs?
Let's cut back to engineering real quick while you're doing that. And the engineering team.
Yeah.
As you're... So, you're trying to figure out where the power loss is coming from, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So... The power drain, so give me insight plus engineering, because you're just using the... I'm assuming you're going to be using the engineering station to figure out where the power drain is going.
Yeah.
Okay. Insight plus engineering.
Okay.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 2.
I got it.
I'm going to assist you.
That's fine. Momentum. For a third dice. Would astronavigation or sensor imaging help as a focus? Probably not.
Nope.
Okay, that's fine. It's worth a shot. Son of a monkey. I don't have anything to reroll that.
I will take that. I'll use that complication here in a second. You start going through the power loss data, and the power loss is not... Essentially, the ship is just being drained through external means. And as you're going through looking at all the antimatter storage units, they're completely almost depleted. Like, not enough to run the ship hardly much longer. And then during that complication, all the lights go out on the ship.
Lights, but not all power has been drained entirely. We still have...
all power goes out on the ship. Let me rephrase that.
Snap.
Everything goes out.
Okay, so I'm basically going to try and relay a message to the Argo, if I can, and go, Martel to the Argo.
You get static.
And
Damn
I'm
it,
assuming
shuttle's out of
Cerule
Argo.
would get it too.
So you would hear it through the comms.
I suggest we all get back to the shuttle.
If my theory is correct, the shuttle is now out of power as well.
No, that's what I'm worried about.
Or will be by the time we get there. And I don't even know if our suits have enough power to get back there. I'm reading, maybe 12% power left on my suit? Correct me if I'm wrong, GM, please.
It's about 25%.
Okay, thank you. So
And it's
we're at
fading fast.
25%, and we're fading fast. So we need to find this dampening field and quick.
It's probably the asteroid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my thoughts too. Sonadel, see if you can get me power to at least weapons. I'm going to try and take care of this asteroid.
If I can butt in for a little bit. Torpedoes don't have a power cost to fire.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
Sweet. So
Unfortunately, the Hermes class doesn't have them.
Oh, well, I
Yes.
tried.
So I'm
also,
going
unfortunately, there's no console light, so you wouldn't even be able to fire the torpedoes anyway.
Okay. So I'm going to look at Sonadel and go, oh boy. Does the Hermes class have independent phaser power supply?
She's dead, Jim.
She's dead, Jim. She's dead. We need to go.
To answer that question, you're not sure, but there is no juice in the entire ship that you could literally figure out if it does or not.
Okay.
Okay. If our communications between the away team is still working, Haggard to away team, retreat back to the shuttle ASAP.
I look at
And
Sonadel. I look at you and go, don't use mag boots. Keep them off.
Okay. Although she does give him a kind of "I told you so" look.
And back on the
Haggard
bridge.
Okay.
As you went through the logs and you did all all that stuff, like this is the moment where everything kind of syncs up. You were trying to go through the logs. The power, was flickering on and off, draining on and off. And as you were trying to go through the captain's log, it kind of went out on you.
Okay. So that's when I'll send my fallback to the shuttle orders, and I will pull the black box and take it with me.
Okay.
Point of order, is there enough air between us and the shuttle for our respirator friend to make it, or no?
That's a good question. Let's have a roll for that. Reason plus medicine. Difficulty 1.
Difficulty 1. Okay. It's long, but maybe awareness is a focus. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll go with awareness.
Really, Cerule? Really? Really?
I'll let you see the cost, and the cost for this is no.
Okay.
And for what Cyril can tell, he's suffering from hyperthermia.
Okay. What can I do? Is this the kind of respirator that is just basically a mask that circulates air and filters out carbon dioxide for a little bit? Like if I were to give it some air from my suit, would that work?
It has a tank. It is designed to filter out, kind of do both. It's multitasking, but you could theoretically, yes.
All right. Well, then again, without prompting, Strule's going to take a tube from her own air supply, hook it up to his respirator, begin transferring some air over. And at the same time, she'll say, Captain, I need some form of blanket, a thermal blanket, something that will hold in heat. I don't think he will quite literally become a human popsicle if we do not wrap him in something.
Understood. And I grab, I'm sure there's some sort of...
There is. Yeah, there's an emergency one somewhere.
Okay.
And I'm spending 2 threat. So, Cyril, you do notice that your oxygen supply is going down because you're breathing for 2, and he's taking in more air than you expected.
That's okay. I mean, as long as Cyril has enough to get back to the shuttle, I think she'll be all right.
One other thing I would like to do on our way to the shuttle, we're literally opening every single door that we can get our hands on.
That's going to take some time.
Yeah.
Kind of the doors that you came through are already open. So...
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah. It might be enough. I'm hoping it is.
So yeah, you make it back to the shuttle. Guys kind of almost arrive simultaneously, and as you look up on the shuttle's new fancy display control panel, it's dark.
Captain, I've got an idea to get us out of here without using any power, but it's risky.
What's your idea?
We get in the shuttle, we close the shuttle door itself, and manually disconnect the locks, explosive decompression.
You think there's enough air pressure on the Aegis to push us out?
That's what I'm hoping. I don't know.
Make it so.
And I will rush and take the seat. Not like I can do anything, but she's gonna try. Damn it.
So the engineer's going to look at you, Sonadel, and go, I want you to tell me when we're not facing at the comet in the general direct. You're going to have to mark one eyeball it. But tell me when we're facing the Argo. I'm going to try and do this.
All right. And everybody is going to learn what her addition to the Haggard maneuver is right about now, if this works.
So, what's the difficulty for this task going to be, GM?
Oh boy. So you're doing a not explosive decompression, but a decompression of the shuttle bay's atmosphere to propel it forward away from the ship, correct?
Not the shuttle bay. We're decompressing the Aegis to propel the shuttle forward.
Yeah.
Because we're not in the shuttle bay.
You're in the shuttle.
Okay, so we're decoupling with the doors to the Aegis still open, so that the air, once the vacuum hits, will push us out.
Okay.
The air goes into the vacuum.
It's a little bit better explanation there. Because I'm thinking, if you're just decompressing the Aegis, how's that going to move the shuttle?
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're creating a...
Yeah, that's why he was saying we open the doors, but we're hoping that the doors we have open will have enough air left in them to push us away.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so let's do. So you're not gonna be able to pilot the ship, but I'll allow an assist.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be able to aim it. You're kind of eyeballing like when with the rotation of like how the Aegis is moving, that the shuttle might be propelled forward towards the Argo.
I think that counts as aiming in a very crude way.
Yeah, I'm saying you're eyeballing it. This is gonna probably be a engineering task. Difficulty 3. Let's go with daring plus engineering.
Okay. I'm guessing focus and improvisation, because I'm literally improvising to get us out of here.
Sure.
Small craft for myself?
No.
Okay.
The captain will give his determination to Lieutenant Martell.
Oh, man.
Because I think you've already spent yours.
Yes, thank you. And I will immediately spend that on nothing is impossible, because we have to get out of here. And I'm literally just blanket rolling 2 dice. Oh.
Yep, go ahead, because I failed miserably.
Alright.
Oh, I'm spending the 1 momentum I just generated and the momentum we have left over to negate the complication.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna have everyone make a fitness plus security check to not get thrown from the shuttle.
Thrown from
I'm assuming
the shuttle?
you're leaving. Did you close the airlock? You couldn't close the airlock in order to do this.
Right, we closed the shuttle door.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't be able to decouple properly.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
So I'm assuming you guys are strapping yourselves in and doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Except
going to be a
for-
fitness. Yeah, except for Martel, which is going to be a higher difficulty. Everyone is going to be It's going to be plus or a difficulty 1 fitness plus security, and Martel, yours is actually going to be a 3.
Oof.
Oh.
Well, there goes Cerule. Really, Cerule? That's like your fifth 19 of the night.
I'm going to give you a threat for a third dice.
There's
Oh.
1 momentum.
Oh, okay.
There's 2. So you're at 3 momentum.
I'm going to do something very stupid because this entire mission, Martel has been having to work with people rather than the machines that he's used to. So he's burning better with machines than people to use the determination he's gaining in Nothing is Impossible.
So you're
If you'll allow
challenging
me to do
value. You're challenging a value.
Yeah, I'm challenging better with machines than people because I've had to work with people and like even for instance Sonadel, there's this friction that's between us right now, and I've had to work with her this away mission.
So I probably won't accept that, but I'll give you a determination at a cost.
Oh, dang it. Well, I do have a focus because it's survival. What about challenging new tech is interesting instead because I'm having to deal with old tech?
Not really.
Okay. Oh, wait! Crap! I completely forgot. I have veteran.
Roll it.
mm,
Ha ha!
I've spent two
you
deals,
don't get.
and I still roll.
Mm.
No, because
Yeah, you don't.
re-rolling for the first one. Rolling for the
Yeah,
first
I'm
one that
not
I
letting you
spent
do.
back
No,
in
no, no.
engineer. Okay.
So Captain Stark tried to pull this shit on me when he forgot to roll for veteran, and I allowed him the 1 reroll. So no.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't work anyway, so oh well.
Yeah.
This task was a difficulty 1, correct?
3 for me.
3 for you.
It's 3 for him
fair
because
enough.
he's not strapped in.
So okay. I don't really want to take that determination at a cost, but what I will do is I'll give you a threat. I didn't want to do that, but
Okay.
oh,
Just
All
made it.
right. You succeed, but you guys are at 3 momentum from my counts.
Okay. The
and
captain. Can the captain spend those 3 momentum to grab Cerule and prevent her from being sucked out?
yeah, I will allow you to spend 2 of that to get the advantage that you grab her because she's trying to hang
Right.
on to the other guy. Like her strap came loose, during the
And
decompression.
she's holding on to the
Yeah.
wounded guy, and now I'm holding on to her.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
Okay.
it doesn't take long because it's all quick, and you guys are just sitting there in the shuttle, floating in 0G as it's hurled towards the Argo.
Nice.
And from what you can see, both in the cockpit and the airlock, you see stars, and the shuttle is in a spin.
yeah, Martel's gonna try and close the door now.
Okay. Say control. Well, fitness engineering, difficulty 1.
Oh, great.
Huh, nice.
Okay. 2 momentum. And
Yep.
you manually close the airlock.
Hail the Argo.
There's
All
no
we've
power.
got suit. All we've got is suit communication, and yeah.
I read
And-
I read a report from the original Enterprise. Didn't Montgomery Scott once use hand phasers to power up a shuttle when they were trapped on a planet?
2, but I get what you're saying.
I ordered hand phasers to everyone, so we should have some.
The issue is hand phasers are probably going to be drained of power.
But perhaps not all power. Perhaps just enough to stabilize our position.
Possible. I'll try it, sir.
Well, it may not. And this is when Sonadel kind of looks back. Maybe we just use all 4.
Real quick, I'm gonna go to the Argo Bridge. How's it going there, Commander? How you doing?
Not well. Not well at all.
No, you're not. So the ship is currently at 50% power,
Oh,
and on the sensors, you notice that the shuttle is in a lateral spin towards the Argo.
Ensign Harson, can we tractor that shuttle into our bay?
I can try, sir.
That was a yes or no question, Ensign. Can you or can't you?
Yes, sir. I will give it a shot.
all right. So she's being activated
Yes.
for the first time.
Oh, Haran.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually a control plus security. This is by the ship structure plus security. Difficulty is going to be a 3 because it's not really close range, so that's why you're kind of trying to
To
push it out.
be fair, we should use Morgan for this.
That's fine. Guess can
True,
use
we
more.
should use Morgan for this.
Yeah. He's on the bridge.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Morgan?
Yes, sir. And you want him to buy a dice because he has bolt security.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna be nice because he has to spend his determination. You know what? He's gonna spend his determination. Because serving Starfleet is a family tradition, and his family is in danger.
Oh.
And he's gonna take a momentum. We'll use a momentum.
Okay.
And that's one, so you get the momentum back. And the, unfortunately though, this also uses 2 power on the ship, but he does manage to tractor the shuttle, and back on the shuttle, you guys notice all of a sudden the tractor beam extends out further than normal and grabs hold of the shuttle, and you're being pulled in towards the Argo.
Oh.
Thank you, Morgan.
Oh.
Bridge to shuttle
And,
bay.
and then the automatic tractor beam drags the shuttle in and safely lands it.
Captain, I highly recommend we get out of here quick. I don't want to be stuck in that position.
I hit the nearest comm station to the bridge. Captain Warplord, get us out of here. All possible speed.
Captain, we have an emergency. We are losing power. Our engineering staff has not been able to get it back. We are unable to move at this time. We are at an emergency. I have ordered a distress call, but we need solutions quick because I'm going to start scanning now, but we need some way to get power back or we're going to die out here.
He looks at the captain. We've got torpedoes now, right? It came in last Tuesday or last time we were at 621?
No.
Nope.
Shoot.
You do not have torpedoes. And on top of that, Cyril, your patient kind of gains some bit of consciousness.
Captain, he's coming around.
What's this guy's rank or girl's rank?
Ensign. It's a guy.
Oh, Ensign. Ensign, I know you've had a terrible time, but what can you tell us about the asteroid and its power dampening effects?
You have to get away as fast as you can. The comet, there's something on the comet that... some sort of device. It's draining all power, all energy-based power.
He's gonna... Captain, I recommend we evacuate main shuttle bay.
All right.
Out of character, if you're trying to do the same thing, I don't think a shuttle bay is enough to move a ship the size of the Argo.
It did on the Enterprise, but okay.
So we don't have...
It only moved it a hair.
So we don't have thrusters or impulse or anything, even with 5 power left?
The problem is, though, so currently, what engineers report, every time you engage the thrusters or impulse or even the warp drive, whatever power you're putting there is immediately sucked out.
Huh.
Then in that case, Captain, I'm headed down to main engineering. I need to get down there now.
And with that, we're going to move to the next scene. You go down 1 momentum. With the Argo's current power, we're going into your favorite thing, the scientific method.
Oh, well, I'm out.
It's not like the pilot would be able to add anything to this. Wait a minute.
At the rate of the power loss, and as you're trying to just barely keep the Argo functioning, you have a very limited time.
Okay. My first suggestion as a player is going to be use sensors to find this quote-unquote device on the asteroid and phasers to blow it up.
Which would definitely cost power. My suggestion would be emergency venting of drive plasma to act as your basic action-reaction thrust model. We vent drive plasma aft and move forward.
So I'm going to give you a freebie here. Has anyone questioned the ensign on where the device was at?
Yes, I will question the ensign. Where's the device? I also have the black box log.
Okay. The device is actually deep in a cavern underground on the comet.
And that thing is over 100 kilometers thick. It's going to take a long time before we're able to phase her in, and we might run out of juice before that we get in.
Any chance we could beam in or beam a device in?
And the ensign, as he's hearing, you guys talk about this, will tell you, they beamed away team down there. They never returned.
Venting the drive plasma is looking better. Unless we could beam a mechanical device, some sort of explosion, but nothing generating anything but mechanical power.
It is possible to conjure, to mix various chemicals to cause such an explosion, sir. The problem is we don't know the target yield we require to destroy the device, since we don't have identification of said device.
Fair enough. We can vent drive plasma. We could also, even though the tractor beam is going to use power, we could try... The comet is moving, correct? And we're like matching its velocity, right?
Or at least being pulled into its gravity well.
Right. We could use a variation of the Haggard maneuver to use the tractor beam to kind of give the ship some angular momentum and whip us away.
Slingshot flight maneuvers.
Right.
The tractor beam does work, assuming the comet doesn't suck up the power when we aim the tractor beam at it.
Right.
And seeing as Sonadell actually came up with the piloting check on that, I mean, you know,
Right.
or you know what I mean,
Right.
Yeah. So theoretically, it could be done.
Yeah. So we've got two possibilities. One is the venting drive plasma. The other is the slingshot maneuver of some kind. Do we want to try to come up with one more before starting down the scientific method road?
We can examine the idea of mixing enough chemical explosions, see if we just have straight up enough chemicals aboard that we can create possibly a big enough explosion that's not going to matter what it is.
I mean, I have a thought on that. As long as we still have matter, antimatter, that's enough.
Yeah, if we
it's true.
if we beam something in a force field containment over there, as soon as it hits, it'll suck away the power from the force field generator, and then matter antimatter, boom.
Why beam it?
Because it's several hundred. I'm targeting the device specifically.
I know, but it's also an antimatter explosion. It's probably going to take out the device no matter what.
It'd be best not to presume anything. Beaming it in ensures highest probability of destroying the device itself. Even if the rest of the thing sucks up the hit, the device itself going out is what we care about.
What if it's coupled with a shuttle explosion?
The shuttle explosion would be on the surface. We need to get subsurface.
And we don't have the capacity to beam something as big as a shuttle into the rock.
I was thinking more kamikaze, but okay.
Someone wants to kill their character?
No. Like, nobody has to be on it, because the power is going to be drained from it. You literally just let gravity take it.
There, but the problem is if you've got it in a magnetic containment, it may get the power sucked out and the containment may blow before it's in a position to actually really damage the asteroid.
I'd say we go with the matter-antimatter. That's probably the best idea.
All right, let's start working on that then.
Okay, so you want to go to use the matter-antimatter chain reaction. So you're essentially,
Yes.
way you describe this to me is you're going to beam one of your storage containers inside the planet, and then just let that reaction happen and it go off.
Right, because it's basically a magnetic storage bottle, and beam it in. Pretty much, I would imagine immediately, whatever the device is would suck the power from the magnetic generators, leaving just raw matter. Leaving the matter and antimatter to immediately collide and release an enormous amount of energy.
Okay. So
basically, using the power drain against the device itself as the firing mechanism of the bomb.
So I have drive plasma, venting, and then the explosive option.
I don't think
I will. Yeah, one of these I will accept.
Sweet. I'm sticking with the explosive option.
What discipline does that focus on?
Engineering.
That will be. Yes, that'll be engineering because you're transporting it.
Okay.
And also probably some kind of warp field or warp dynamic kind of thing. I don't know, because antimatter, but...
So that falls to the lieutenant commander to be the research lead then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have a tracker for this. So...
Oh boy.
This is going to be a daring plus engineering.
Okay.
Because, you're trying to, beam some volatile substance.
Right. What are you rolling, Martel?
I'm rolling a 16.
You are awesome. How about you, Sonadell, for an assist? What do you got for daring engineering?
15.
Yeah, I think you're the assist. You two work very well together.
GM, correct me if I'm wrong, but in research teams, anyone with at least 2 engineering can help him because it's a science method thing.
I believe so. I'm gonna double check real quick.
Page. I was just there. 158, 157. I know I can't under that hit. Because my engineering's too low.
Yeah, it's 2 for that. Yeah, so whoever has
So I
a
believe
2 or higher can assist.
so. I believe the captain can assist.
I'm wondering though if I might be, if the GM will allow it, if I might be better used to do the little speechifying thing and create some momentum.
Rally.
Yeah. If you'll allow that, since we're not technically in combat.
In this case, no, because you're trying to come up with this right away, and on the,
Okay. So yeah, I will
there's no
just
time for
be
speeches, essentially.
I'll just be an assist then, because I'll be rolling a 13 with daring and engineering.
Okay.
Okay. Whew. So yeah, I am going to be spending our last momentum for a 3rd dice. Focus and improvisation. Transporters, survival.
I'll take transporters.
And survival.
No, just transporters.
Oh boy.
Spending 2 threat. Resistance is 5.
Oh, okay. And we need how many successes?
4.
2.
2. Okay, cool.
Difficulty is 4. Magnitude is 2. So you only need 2 breakthroughs, and the resistance
Okay.
is going to be 5 for the first one.
Yeah. By the way, nick of time, intense scrutiny.
Nice.
I'm aware.
I knew you were
Possible. Is it possible for him
This
to
is why-
benefit from an engineering team to help with the difficulty? Because it's an engineering task.
Mm, yeah. But
Ooh.
I guess they're going to be they'll be decoupling the,
Matter, antimatter, containment unit.
yeah.
All that good stuff. Getting it set up to an external power source with like minimal power, and all that other good stuff.
Anyway, the ship can assist.
No.
Okay. No, I figured it was worth a shot. It has an engineering of 4.
Okay, so
Good try, though, Cap.
here goes. I'm rolling 3 dice, and I have the captain and Sonadell assisting me, correct?
Right. No
Yep.
whammies.
Oh! I
Much
still
whammies.
succeed, though. Oh, man.
Wait.
Difficulty was 4. We got.
We got the engineering team, that's 3. Oh my goodness.
Yep, and you have a complication. So
Can you re-roll that?
roll.
I do have technical expertise, but I don't think
Yes.
so.
No, it's technically computers.
Oh.
Actually, I got it wrong earlier, but it's technically computers plus sensors for the talent
Okay.
when I allowed it
So-
earlier.
7 challenge dice, no whammies.
Actually, yeah, re-roll that 0. 'Cause
Oh, thank goodness.
you're technically using the ship's sensors, but
Oh.
it's degraded. And you have 2 momentum.
That's 2. Yeah, so I have a total of 8 work as it stands right now, 6 piercing.
It takes care of the resistance of 5.
Yeah. So I'm going to re-roll 2 of my challenge dice, hopefully get even more with 1 of the momentum I just generated. That's another 2 work, I believe. So that's 10 work.
Yep. And yeah, you one-shot it. So,
Nice.
oof. You beam the antimatter containment pod onto the inside the asteroid, and it makes a loud kaboom. All of a sudden, all systems read that there's no more power drain. However, during that, I'm going to spend 2 threat to create a complication. Because of the explosion, large fragments are hurling towards the Argo at rapid rate.
Citadel, warp us out of here.
Yeah.
As the comet starts to split in 2.
I'm assuming I can double time it because I think I'm in engineering, but I will double time it to the bridge.
How much
Knocking
power do
people
we have?
over.
How much power do we have left right now?
5? I'm good.
5?
Something like that.
It was 5 before we started the task. Yeah.
You transporter would have used 2 because of the drain, so you're at 3. So, yep.
Okay, so on her way up there, I would like to do a quick restore power task.
Oh, you got it. You beat me to it. Whoops, go away. There.
That's just that way. Oh, snap, we're running low on power.
Right.
Okay. It's control engineering.
Okay. I believe difficulty's 1.
Actually, I think it's 2. Yeah, difficulty
It's
2.
2. Okay.
Nope. So yeah,
Stupid
no.
18.
Yep. At this point, Lieutenant Sondel, you fly up
Yeah.
to the bridge.
Yep, I basically slide into my chair and without skipping a beat, I get us the frack out of there.
Real quick, large fragment, spending 2 threat, hits the ship.
Dookie.
That's
Ooh.
4, so the shields do absorb it. But you guys definitely feel it. And give me a daring plus con difficulty. Why not? Let's make this 3. Assisted by the ship's engines plus con.
Okay. Focus in ship flight control. I am burning my determination. I don't believe in a red line for 2 auto successes.
Okay.
I am giving you 2 threat for a 3rd dice, and here we go. I will re-roll that 0 and hope for better.
There you go.
Hey.
So 6.
3 momentum, and the Argo goes to warp. On its way to Trill.
Well done, everyone. It was excellent teamwork.
Apologies for being out of line there, Captain.
I don't know what you're talking about, Commander.
Aye, sir. Oh.
So yeah, let's make best speed.
Martel
for-
literally. I think anybody's. If people are in engineering, Martel literally just breathes a sigh of relief.
So best speed to Trillius Prime.
Yes, sir.
And the
she
captain
does
will
that.
stop by sickbay to get a in-person report from the doctor on the ambassador's condition.
Alright, we'll jump over there.
So, because I find it absolutely hilarious, when you approach sickbay and Cerule sees you to where the doctor is, you quite literally hear 80s dance rock going on.
Such primitive music. Okay, so I'll.
But you're allowed in the room. Like, you and the doctor are the only one allowed in
Okay.
the room.
So I come in.
And Marlowe
Doctor.
is quite literally in his exercise chair, hooked up to a power supply, and he just looked at you, Captain, and says, "Oh, Captain, is the energy crisis solved?"
Yes, however, I appreciate your efforts.
Excuse me 1 second. Computer, please lower the music by about 50%. Sorry, sir. I made a joke earlier about this being a bad day and power supplies bleeding out, and next thing I know, I'm powering to keep sickbay running.
Ah, so you're responsible for jinxing us. I'll keep that in mind.
If that's where you want to put the blame, sir, I will happily accept it.
So how are your patients?
I thumb over at Leza and I say, she's pretty much out like a light, as is expected. Haven't
You wanna do a-
noted any further. Oh,
Give me a reason plus medicine, difficulty 1, if you want.
cool.
You bank 1 momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Spending some thread here.
Oh. Well, with this new information, I look at you, Captain, and I say, we're on our way to Trillius, yeah? Because she's only got about 30 hours left before this whole thing is permanent.
Yes, we're making best possible speed as we speak.
Very well. I will keep you up to date should her situation change. As for the other patients, except for the one screaming psychosis incident, haven't noticed any problems with them.
Excellent.
What
And-
about the surviving Aegis crew?
And the ambassador's former host?
Oh, I think by now Marlowe or Cerule would have moved the dead guy to the morgue under
okay.
lock and key.
So he did die. Okay.
Yeah, he died mid last session, if I recall
Okay.
correctly.
I missed
Yep,
that somewhere along the
He
way.
did.
One more thing, Doctor. How's your ancient Earth history?
Well, that would depend on what type of history you're referring to. I don't really know a whole lot about the whole World War III. I do fancy myself a bit of a literary scholar, though.
Have you ever heard of, this is, close to 2,400 years ago from present date, back in the 1st century BC, old style reckoning, around the Black Sea.
Hey, thanks for a moment. I am aware of the area, sir, but you're going to have to be a little bit more specific.
Ever heard of an old Earth monarch called Mithridates the Great of
Can't
Pontus?
say I have, sir.
Well, according to what passes for history from the time, Pontus was a typical Eastern court, half Hellenized Greece, half barbarian hordes, and Mithridates himself came to power by assassinating his half-brother, I believe, and his father came to power by assassinating a couple of his brothers. The favored tool among the rulers of Pontus and the ruling family was poison. So Mithridates, being understandably a bit concerned about meeting his own end in such a way, made it a habit every day to take just a little bit of poison in what you might call a medicinal dose until, according to legend anyway, he built up over time, over years and years. He was a famously long-lived monarch for the time, an immunity to most known forms of poison by this sort of daily dosing. He springs to mind because recent events have caused me to wonder if there is some way to build up a natural resistance to pheromones, specifically the kinds released by, say, I'm blanking on what Sonadels. Orions are, and whatever Sonadels. Deltans, thank you. Deltan and Orion pheromones.
Well, now that you mention it, sir, and if you don't mind me making an aside, I believe that legend ended with him being captured and him unable to kill himself via poison.
True.
But to answer your question, I believe it is feasibly possible to become somewhat immune or somewhat resistant to the pheromones, but we're talking years of exposure.
Any way we could speed that up?
I suppose it is theoretically possible. What do you have in mind?
I have a sneaking suspicion I might need such an immunity sometime in the future. So see if you can come up with a regimen. Takes years, we'll try it to take years. But if we can speed it up, so much the better. I'd hate to find myself in a situation where I couldn't get my hands on one of your little anti-pheromone injections just when I need it most.
Understood, sir. Of course, I probably off the top of my head could get you something that would work in a month, but then we would start looking at needing liver replacement. And I mean that as much as of a joke as I possibly can.
Well, I do prefer my liver with onions. Keep that in mind should it become necessary.
Noted, sir. When I'm replacing your liver in the future, I will put in some onions for you.
Thank you. But yes, look into that and see what you can come up with, and keep me advised.
Will do, sir. By the way, I believe it is customary to offer a tour of the bike if you should so wish, sir.
I would be delighted.
And Marlowe get off the bike and wipe it down and offer it to the captain.
The captain will ride it for a minute or two, and it's an interesting contraption. You should think about setting up some sort of screen right in your visual field, and maybe some sort of projection of a country road or something, so it'll at least look like you're getting somewhere.
I will talk to Lieutenant Commander Martell and do just that, sir. Thank you for the suggestion.
Of course. Well, we are roughly 20-some hours out from Trillius Prime. Hopefully, Doctor, this will be the last interruption, and we can get your patient into the proper hands and my ship back to the proper yards for her final fitting out. So, I'll keep you advised.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And may I say, may we hope that next Tuesday is better than this Tuesday.
Oh, indeed, indeed. And I'll head back to the bridge.
And that's when the Vulcan mercenaries beam in.
Why is it always Vulcans with you?
I don't know.
He has a thing against
I
Vulcans,
think-
is what it is.
Well,
it's a good
there is.
stopping point there.
Okay, well, Martell does have one thing he wants to do real quick.
Oh,
Assassinate the
okay.
There's two places that he's going to make a stop: the Exo's quarters and the Doctor.
I
And
was
each one of them gets a mason jar of a clear liquid.
Ah,
Yes, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
No problem, Doctor.
that was
Anything
awesome.
else?
Nope, I'm good.